Okay, so fellow modern Marisa, this is pretty much my favorite type of coaching situation to be in. You didn't mention specifics of... Sorry, what?
You need my CFN and stuff on.
Yeah, and I was gonna say you didn't mention specifics yet of what you wanted to look at. So I don't know if you wanted to just go right into training mode with like specific questions, or I've been finding it helpful to look at a replay first and kind of identify where I'm seeing the holes, and then take that into training mode if you have a particular replay you'd like me to look at.
I don't think I have any recent replays, if I'm being honest. But we could... I don't know. Hold on, let me give you my CFN really quick.
Okay, cool.
It's easier just to search me by name, right?
Probably.
Okay, it's how space wave dash.
How, H-O-W?
Yeah, and then wave dash, like wave dash.
Like from Smash?
Yeah, like from Smash.
Okay, found you. I can see your match history here. It looks like you did play some matches yesterday. I'm looking for ones that you lost.
I've not been playing.
Oh my goodness, you ran into Libra? That's my buddy. I haven't seen him in forever. He used to play Marisa.
Oh, he beat my ass, I think.
Okay, well that's probably going to be helpful for me to look at if that's okay with you.
That's fine.
All right. He did the public transport with me to go to Red Bull Kumite in Brooklyn last year.
Oh, very, very cool.
He's a cool dude. Okay. I'm just gonna watch this whole thing through once without saying anything to kind of see what I'm looking at. Except this, why are you playing Mustard, Marisa?
I like yellow.
I mean, that's as good a reason as any.
They don't have a color scheme that I like personally. I like teal.
I also like teal. Ooh! That was such a lucky DI.
Round 2.
I think so.
Ooh! This reminds me so much of what my gameplay looked like in Diamond. I gotta bully Libra later for switching to Ken, but I don't think I have a right to do that because I also play Ken.
I was hoping I would regen quick enough here, but I didn't.
Oh, I was about to say, how did you lose this from here? Okay.
I thought he was gonna grab me. That was a mistake.
Street Fighter 6!
Yeah, I can grab.
Street Fighter 6!
Yeah.
Never feels good.
No, it happened. I was like, I tried the anti-air there and messed up.
Was that an attempt to anti-air with the Dima?
Yeah. I've seen there's a Japanese modern Marisa player that anti-airs with ODT a bunch, and like combo stuff with it. I'm bad at the combo.
Oh,
after,
you were
but I'm
looking
good
for
at
that.
the
That was
anti-air.
supposed to be ODs. What happened?
Yeah, I missed the. I tried to input it normally, I think.
Combo drop. Okay, so the main things that are sticking out to me here are that your main methods of approach are jump, phalanx, and gladius. Would you say that's accurate?
Yeah. I feel like my approach options feel like super limited. I think that's also partially because like I'm not great at the knee, what's like forward heavy, phalanx spacing. Like for like free pressure, I guess not free, but you know what I mean. Like, show pressure, I guess.
Yeah, I can definitely get into the knee stuff because that is definitely like core pressure. I went through a lot of that in the first METAFY session I did for another Diamond Marisa. Method of approach, method of anti-air is a little finicky, and you don't seem like you have a lot of combo routes on deck. Like you have a handful of B&Bs that you're probably pretty confident executing most of the time, but it doesn't look like you know like a lot of other routes if you don't want to do the B&B. Would you say that's accurate, or am I just seeing that in this one replay?
I think it's just, I mean, like, I can get to, like, every super with whatever drive rush gauge that I need. It's just more so, like, there's times where it's, like, I'm sure there's probably a way more optimal use of, like, my bar.
Yeah, that was the
like,
other thing that jumped out at me is that you
Yeah.
spend a lot of bar because you have certain combo routes that you always do. It doesn't look like you have a lot of meterless options. So I'm just going to kind of go through this kind of, like, play-by-play, and then we can take it to training room.
Okay.
Oh, as a heads up, the one downside of this setup I have with the sound is that in the replay, sometimes the game sound is delayed by a few seconds, even though the voice is in real time. So if the replay sound is a little bit off, I apologize. I haven't been able to find a way to fix that yet.
That's fine. This heavy, I'm trying to just do the singular, but I'm definitely mashing, clearly.
I have done that.
Yeah, it
The
sucks.
thing
I'm trying to
that's-
get the single hit.
The thing that's worth noting after that, because it's not bad to do sometimes, but you look at the numbers here, she's only +2 after this. So, the only
Okay,
thing...
so admittedly, I've never looked at frame data or know what any of it means, if I'm being honest. I just
Okay,
play
cool.
Off of what I'm visually looking at all the time.
So, I'm probably going to focus on a couple of meterless combo routes for you,
Okay.
a punish counter combo route for you, the frame data crash course, and methods of approach. And honestly, that's a
Okay.
lot to cover, so I think I'm just going to leave the replay rather than go through what happened, because I think you're pretty clear on what happened. And I'm just
Yeah.
going to invite you to the custom room.
Custom room.
I'm gonna mute your in-game audio because I think it'll...
All
lose my
good.
mind maybe if I hear both at the same time.
All good. I'm going to leave my, should I leave my screen share on? I can also just turn the
No,
camera
screen
off.
share on is fine. I'm
Okay,
just gonna
cool.
mute the video audio itself.
That's fine. Okay. Actually, I'll take player 2's side. You can have player 1's side. Okay, and that was How Wave Dash, right?
Yep.
Did you used to play Smash?
I'm primarily a melee player, but I don't. This is the first Street Fighter I've ever played.
I did not realize
Other
you
than,
were a
like-
melee player.
Yeah, I play Ganon and Luigi.
I was about to say, do you play a big body in Smash too? That makes
I
sense.
do. I picked, so like originally I picked Marisa, and I think I placed like silver, and I was like, okay, cool. And then I was just like, I'm gonna try all the other characters first, because I immediately picked her because I thought she looked the neatest. I thought her design was really cool. And then I picked Zangief, and I really just, I'm telling you, you just neutral jump and just SPD and people just lose. It's horrible. I got all the way to diamond doing just that. And I was like, there has to be more to the game than this. So like, I watch more people play, and like, I've watched a ton of content. Like, I just enjoy fighting games in general. I think they're fun to watch, regardless of if I play them or not. But I don't know. And then I recently I played Marisa, and then went from like silver to like diamond pretty quickly. And then now I'm kind of just like, hovering around like 19, maybe like 19.5 to like almost the 20k mark. But like I will take sets off of like master players, off of just like B&B like nonsense stuff, or like stuff where they don't know like Marisa can get away with stuff like this just because like I can kind of see like what they're not aware of, or like get away with like stuff that isn't real.
Yeah, she's very knowledge check heavy, so if you don't know how to fight Marisa, it doesn't really matter if you know how to play the game. But if you do know how to fight Marisa has to work overtime to still win.
Yeah, what I've noticed is people like if I don't know like I don't know what's a matchup that's really awful. Like Kimberly, oh man, like high level Kimberly players live, like high level Kim players that know to like where they can pressure, where they can like I don't know. It's rough. It's rough for sure. I mean, she clearly sucks, but that's okay.
She's our girl. That's our trash can.
At least she's fun.
Okay. So before we actually start going through specifics, I want you to go into your screen display settings and make sure you have it to input history display for both of us and frame meter on.
P1, P2, frame meter on.
Okay, because I'm going to start with frame data, because I think that's really, really helpful. The colored bars can be overwhelming at first glance. Honestly, you can ignore the colored bars completely. The important part is startup, total, and advantage. So if I block here, just hit me with something. Okay, so that button has a 4-frame startup. Between the startup, the time it's active, and the time you're recovering from it being used, the total's 15. And then your advantage is... hang on, one button at a time. So you did that one. Your advantage off that is -3. The fastest buttons in the game, the fastest anything can be that isn't invincible reversal like a super or an ODDP, is 4 frames. Marisa's only 4 frame is this.
Yeah.
So this is your fastest button on the character. Because
so if I'm in the corner, I'm like backdashing or hitting this guy.
Yeah, if you think you can actually mash out of something, this is the button you mash. This is your interruption button.
I thought this one was
the crouch light kick. Just do it once and then look at the data. You see the startup on that is 5 frames?
Oh, I see.
So that's a frame slower. So there are situations that are interruptible by something that's 4 frames, where you're still gonna get counter hit if you use something that's 5 frames.
Okay.
So because 4 frames is the fastest something can be in this game, just crouch block for me. For something to be safe on block, do you know what that means?
No. Well, I know it in a like concept, yeah, but I don't know what is safe on block.
Okay,
like,
so
what
safe on block being, if you do it and they block it, you have time to block before they can move again. So if you do it and they block, you don't get punished for it. Whereas if I do say this and you're blocking, that is the most don't hit me. I need to see the that is the most unsafe thing I could possibly do, because look how negative I am.
Yeah.
You have 38 whole frames to do something before I can move again. So that's like the epitome of unsafe on block. But if the fastest thing is 4, then if something is only -3, that means I have time to block by the frame that your counterattack would come out. Because I only can't move.
I couldn't do this and then drive rush and then grab you. It would be like a 50-50.
You don't really want to drive rush off of this.
Okay.
Because it's -3, that means I have time to block before you can hit me back. So if you do your forward medium punch against me and then I'll just mash, block after you do it. Forward medium punch.
Don't know what that is.
Hold forward and hit medium. Forward or down forward.
Oh, that one. That one, yeah.
Yeah. So just do that and then block right after. You see you have time to block before I can mash?
Okay, yeah.
So you're safe on block buttons, and this will be more relevant later, because right now I'm just trying to give you some kind of B&Bs, but just so that you know what stuff is safe to throw out as long as you're in range. This is -3. This is -3.
What? No charge, right?
No charge. If it's charged, it's actually really plus on block. Then you're +4. But because of how slow this is, if you're just throwing this out, just start walking backwards. As I'm charging. Just keep walking back. You see how easy it is to make that whiff?
Yeah.
Even with Marissa's really slow walk speed,
Yeah,
so you don't want...
I was running into, or Ken would hit me with the, whatever that one spin kick is, and then he gets like the combo off of it.
Yeah, now that's Ken's stand heavy kick. Unfortunately, you lose stand heavy kick on modern Marisa, which is a shame. But that's a very good whiff punish tool for Ken. And this is very whiff punishable, because if you look at the total frames, that's a 46 frame move. It takes a really long time. So there's a lot of time to punish you if that misses.
I'm learning so much about this. I didn't even know how slow my backdash is either. Oh man.
Because, and now I'm not endorsing that you do this, because I think right now you need to work on fundies before you start doing shenanigans. But when something is -3, have you ever thought it was your turn and then somebody just did an ODDP and you were kind of like, what the hell?
Yep.
When you are -3, when you're -3, I already showed you can block on the same frame that their counterattack would come out. But that means you can do anything on that frame. So this time, do your forward medium punch, and then sorry, I'll do my forward medium punch, and then I want you to mash the crouch jab as fast as you can. Anytime you're -3, because you can still move on the frame their button would hit you, if you're really convinced they're gonna hit a button back, you can do OD stance.
Oh, it's gotta be OD?
It's gotta be OD because the difference is, the normal one, the armor doesn't start until frame 3, so it's not instant. It looks instant, but it's not. And it only armors 1 hit instead of 2 hits, and it does not armor lows. So if you hit me with a low on this, it's gotta be a low, so your only real low is gonna be this, probably.
Yeah, that's what.
Or that, yeah. But if it's OD, well, you waited so long right now.
Okay.
OD armor's low.
I didn't even know that. I just assumed that we were all bookable low with armor. I'm not gonna lie.
No,
I didn't know
so
that.
I'm not endorsing that you do this all the time because it's risky and people can just walk forward and throw you.
But I assumed it was like something that wasn't real, and it was just like a knowledge check on their end to know that like Marisa can't get away with that. But I guess it does work sometimes.
No, this is it'll be highs and lows. The thing this is vulnerable to is neutral jumps or throws, because you could just throw me out of this.
Yeah, I can just grab you.
Yeah.
Or like you go for the, you get the grab whip, or no.
Yeah, the grab whip and then punish. The Gladius, there's no version of Gladius that armors lows. OD does armor faster and armors more hits, just like the stance, but it still won't armor lows. If I'm doing this and you hit me low, you gotta hit me low while it's charging. It still loses. So if you want a hard guess that they're not gonna throw you, they're not gonna shimmy, they're not gonna jump, but they're gonna hit you high or low, this is one way you can guess that. You can also just try to parry, or you can just block, which is your least risky option. But you definitely want to know the difference between regular and OD on stance.
Okay.
So, in general, the states in this game that you want to understand affect your frame data. If something is counter hit, meaning you hit them during the startup of their move, you are at an additional +2 frames of advantage compared to what you normally would be.
Okay.
So if this
That's why
hits
you
you,
can get, like, double hit of like the back or back heavy.
that's on punish counter. But a good counter hit example is normally if I hit you with this, you see I'm only +2, and my fastest move is 4. So 2 is not enough time to do anything else. I can't combo off of this unless I commit to a risky target combo. But if you throw this out and it counter hits them, you get an additional +2. So instead of +2, you're +4. So on counter hit, do you have any physical difficulty with motion inputs? Do you need me to dodge those in combos, or do you just need to know the routes?
I mean, I might know them. It just depends on whatever it is, or I might be able to do it.
Because you definitely want to be able to do your crouch jabs into quarter circle back light because of the counter hit conversion, but also because if you get an interruption with a jab, you want to get a knockdown. And that's the only knockdown you can get off of jabs.
Oh, backlight, not back heavy.
Yep. And then you just gotta finish the whole Dima. You're doing medium.
Maybe I will have difficulty with it, huh? How do I get the other one?
What control scheme, not what control scheme, what controller do you use for Street Fighter?
I'm on a pad.
You're on pad, okay. I mostly know the tricks for leverless. In general, a motion input, you do the motion and then you hit the button. It doesn't have to be as fast as it feels like you need it to be. If you look at my inputs on my side of the screen for the quarter circle, I do the quarter circle and then you see I hit the light. It's not just one big, or it's not gonna come out. But you do quarter circle, then button.
Alright.
There you go. So, since you're already holding down for the crouch jabs, then to get quarter circle back, all you have to do is switch to back. You don't have to start all over again. You don't have to release down and then do a quarter circle.
Oh, that's cheating. I had no idea.
You're already holding down, so all you gotta do is move back.
Man. Melee's way more strict about this stuff.
Yeah, no, in general, I think you're probably not going to have that much difficulty if you know, like, melee movement, which is a lot more complicated. If you're already holding down, then you just have to transition to back. You don't have to let go of down and then start over again. Or you're going to stand up in the middle of your combo. If you want to try.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, it didn't fully combo, so you didn't quite do it fast enough, but you're getting it. I think the main problem you're having here is I see you mashing the button. There you go. That was it. That was it. The easiest way to test if you're actually landing a combo is to go into training room and set the bot to block after first hit.
Okay.
And then if you drop the combo, they'll just start blocking in the middle. So you don't have to watch like the numbers on the side and be like, did that combo? If they had time to block, you dropped it.
Yeah.
But definitely want to lab this for the counter hit conversion. Punish counter is what you just mentioned earlier. Instead of +2, like counter hit, punish counter is an additional +4. And that additional +4, the same thing applies to drive rush. So normally, this is only +3 on hit. Your fastest button's 4, that's only 3. You can't get a combo out of this unless you do this. But if it's a punish, like if they missed a really big move in front of you and then you throw it out, just sweep in front of me. Not close enough to hit me. Then I'm +7.
Okay.
And that's why off of drive rush or as a punish, this works. Because you have the additional plus frames.
Okay.
I'm not going to spend too much time on that because frame data is a whole rabbit hole, but I do think it's important to understand like what's counter hit, what's punish counter, and burnout. Part of why burnout is so scary is not only can you not parry, you can't do your OD special moves, whatever. Everything against you is an extra +4 for them compared to what it would normally be. So if you're in burnout, basically, everything they hit against you has the same advantage as if they were doing it off drive rush.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Every single button.
I just assumed it was just chip damage and very inconvenient.
No, that's why Aki is so scary against burnout, because most of Aki's moves are like -3. So if you add 4, that makes all of her moves +1, which means it's always her turn. That's why that character's so abusive if you're in burnout.
Yeah, she's really obnoxious when she's got all of her chip damage doing it too. With like.
But the reason that chip damage is so scary is because her frame advantage allows her to put you in an infinite loop because her turn doesn't end.
Yeah, so like Bison can do like the bicycle kicks, right? Or like Manon can do like that one. I don't know what it is. I've seen like Idom.
Yeah, not all of those are like totally real, but that's part of why burnout's so scary and why you don't want to be in it. Is because it's not just chip damage. It's not just that you can get wall splat. It's not that you lose some of your tools. It's that all of their buttons have more advantage than they should. My turn should be over here. But if you're in burnout, I'm still +1. So normally, if you mash, after I do this on block, if you mash your crouch lights after you block, you see you can hit me out of it. But if you were in burnout, then this would counter hit you because you're extra negative.
Oh, okay.
So it changes all the frame data around. Combo routing. Core ways to save meter. If you do this, or you do the heavy version, you can always combo into a fully charged stand heavy punch off either one of those.
Oh.
So you could just try that.
Oh, off of just this?
Yep. And that's actually a really good knockdown because you can dash forward and you're close enough that you can throw them as they get up, or you can immediately start charging a knee to hit them as they get up too. Or
are they able to, like, can someone like OD or not OD like wake up and do any option? Is there anything they can do, or am
I mean, if you hit a button as they're getting off the ground, they can always reversal, but you can shimmy if you want to bait after this knockdown. Dash forward, then just don't.
Okay.
Because you still have time to do something else after the dash. But that's a good way to save meter, because it allows you to stay in their face. Whereas if I were to do like phalanx here, and you back roll, you know how to back roll,
I
right?
don't want to do it. Back roll?
You don't know how to back roll?
I've never done that before. No.
Okay, you want to mash two buttons like you were going to do with throw while you're on the ground.
Okay. Really?
While you're on the ground.
Two buttons? I did. No?
Two buttons, yeah. Alright, do it to me and then look at my inputs.
Okay.
Or actually, hang on. Why is it not working? Knock me down again. I'm trying to remember what I'm doing. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, it's back into. Okay. Is it like a timing thing?
You can just mash it once you're on the ground, pretty much. But you gotta be on the ground first.
Oh, wow, that's so helpful. I've just been letting people mess me up this whole time.
Yeah, no, everybody...
Oh,
most of the cast gets a free throw loop mid-screen if you don't back roll. If you do back roll, they have to spend meter to get after you.
Huh.
So,
taking that every time.
if you back roll after this knockdown... You see how far away you are?
Yeah.
So if you want to chase them down after that, you have to spend even more meter to catch them.
Yeah.
But if I do this and you back roll, I'm in your face.
Yeah, but if you were to get, like, miss the grab there, can I, like, and then get off of that now?
You can punish. I mean, there's a lot of combo routes on Marisa. I'm trying to avoid going too far, like, off topic, because I could take up hours of your time and we only have one.
Okay.
But that's one way that you can definitely save meter in your combos. Punish counter. Drive impact me. You're doing this. You're doing your auto combo. And that's okay. It does good damage. But you could be getting more damage. Drive impact me again. Fully charged back heavy, quarter circle back heavy. And that's a combo even under normal circumstances. That's not exclusive to that. But you've obviously got to have a situation where you can land the charge. You don't want to just throw that out raw. But that's definitely something you want to practice. The timing for that is right after the freeze ends from the counter drive impact, if you DI. Everything freezes. Right there where the freeze stops is where you start charging your back heavy punch.
Like the little crumple?
Yeah, right, like after the screen zooms back out. Fully charged, uncharged, quarter circle back heavy, and then just end however you want.
Okay.
If you still have a lot of trouble getting that to come out, it's okay to continue using the auto combo for now, because it's an undroppable punish. But it's 100% something that you want to lab because it does so much more damage.
Can you not get this, this, and then this?
You don't want to spend 2 bars on this if you don't have to.
Okay.
Because that's just expensive. That's part of what makes this such a good combo. Is because you can spend nothing. And still get your big damage. It also, it can route into level 3 mid-screen if you do a quarter circle forward heavy. If you don't want to risk dropping that, you can also just do the super raw. But that's definitely something that you want to practice. The easiest way to practice that is go into training mode and set the bot to always be punish counter. So you don't have to keep doing the DI back and forth over and over again. Once the bot is set to always punish counter, you can just drive impact them and go get the freeze.
Okay.
And make sure it's set to block after first hit so you know if you drop the combo. If you do this too late after the freeze, they'll just bounce after the first hit and you won't be able to get the rest of the combo. That used to happen to me a lot.
Yeah, I've had that happen before.
For big punishes, I saw the few times that you blocked or dodged a DP or you blocked or dodged a super and you have a lot of time to punish, you also went for your auto combo. And that's okay. But what's better is you fully charge your stand heavy punch, and on punish counter, it combos into back heavy punch, quarter circle back heavy. So I'm just gonna do it off drive rush to get the same advantage as punish.
Okay.
Whoop.
Oh, wait. Oh, sorry. I thought you meant drive it back. Sorry.
That's your start.
Okay. Because I was doing this before. And I would drive rush and then get this. And then, well, I would do that afterwards. But I feel like
Your best starter is gonna be your this. Granted, if you have, I suppose, actually, with the way they buffed the charge knee, if you have time to charge the knee, that also combos into back heavy, quarter circle back heavy. So either charge, I guess, is fine as your starter. But charge either this or this, and then back heavy punch, quarter circle back heavy.
okay.
But it's got to be off drive rush right now because it's not in time. No, you don't. There's no knee in there. There's no knee in there. You fully charge this, then back heavy punch, quarter circle back heavy. It's gonna take some practice. It's hard at first. And anytime you're learning the new combo, it's hard. But it's a really, really good starter to get big damage without having to spend a lot of meter.
Okay.
Off of that, in like the corner, if they're in the corner and they wake up DP, and this is the easiest possible route. There are much stronger routes there. But off that starter, and this is without punish counter,
Okay.
that is a nearly 60% combo. Even without the punish counter, extra damage, and without CA.
I spend so much meter to get like that much.
Yeah, you're spending meter on like all your combos all the time. You're doing this as your main filler. You only need to do this instead of the heavy if you're doing it off mediums, like this. Then yeah, you gotta do OD
I can't quarter circle heavy
to
on
extend.
that.
You can't quarter circle heavy on that, no.
Okay.
But if you're going off a heavy, like the knee, or like a back heavy punch, or this starter, then you always want to go for the quarter circle back heavy. Because it's the same situation, but it's meterless.
Okay.
Oh, fun fact as well. I obviously prefer the Oki off of doing this after the juggle because you can just dash forward and it's meterless and it does a lot of damage. But if you empty jump on them after this, you're plus 13. So it's a real mix between a meaty command grab or a meaty knee.
Okay. Could you like back heavy punch there if they make like a whip, or is there something that
I
I'm
mean,
looking for? Or is it just,
if
like,
your options are either empty jump and do nothing because you think they're gonna do something invincible, or then the mix there is between the knee or the command grab as they're getting off the ground.
okay.
The knee is a pressure tool. You mentioned this earlier. Can you just block for me real quick? I want you to look at your drive meter when I do this. Look how much drive that takes on block. It's a whole bar.
Is it punishable?
No, that's what makes this so good. This is only minus, this is, your knee into light gladius. So this is your modern gladius. You don't have to do emotion input for this. It's a true string.
Oh, this is the one button?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
goodness.
one button. It's true string, so there's no gap in here. If you try to mash after the first hit, nothing happens. It won't come out until after because it's a true string. It's only -5, and nothing that's only 5 frames is going to reach you from all the way back here. It takes a whole bar of their drive meter on block, and here's what's even better about this. You know how normally people want to do like their crouch medium kick to try to take their turn back?
I'm not super familiar with
Like a lot of, you know, the Kens, the Ryus, they want to do their crouch medium kick and drive rush in on you so they get their mix. Your closest equivalent is probably this. After I do my block string, try to hit your crouch medium punch on me and see what happens.
Okay. Got that.
It's a spacing trap. Anywhere on screen, not just in the corner. After you do this and they block it, unless they do like a sweep, their button's gonna miss. So you can wait, and if you see them miss a button, you can punish with this, into this, or you can just punish with this if you want to do something a little faster and easier. And blow them up for thinking that they could hit a medium there, because they can't.
Okay.
So after you do this, you want to kind of wait and see what are they going to do. If they try to hit a medium, it'll miss, you can kill them for it. If they try to jump, you have plenty of time to anti-air. But the thing about this that's so good is that because it's taking so much of their drive meter on block, it forces them to do something. So that's why this is such a good pressure tool, because once it's started, it's totally safe. And it forces them to do something. So where you're kind of just like, I don't know how to get something started unless I do this, or unless I do this. You do this, eventually if they don't do anything, they're just going to be burnt out in the corner.
Okay, so like, what if they decide to jump here?
Jump where?
Like, if they just like, okay, they can jump out of the corner, no?
They can jump out of the corner, yeah, but where in that sequence do you mean? Oh, do you just mean how to keep them in the corner in general?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Like, I feel like whenever like for me, anti-airing this feels pretty awful.
It does feel pretty awful. It's okay, but it really needs
This
buffs.
looks great. I just like
This you almost never want to use as an anti-air because it's so expensive. I only really do that against like a dive kick because it'll beat either a jump or a dive kick.
Yeah, I do it like I've done it against like Jamie dive kick.
Yeah.
Like or not Cammy. No, yeah, Cammy. Yeah.
It's really good against dive kicks, but it's the only anti-air option you have that costs 2 whole bars. So you don't want to do that all the time. For cross-ups, like if they're you don't want to anti-air with Dima at all.
So is my only any option this?
No. I'm gonna go through it. For cross-ups, can you move forward a little so I can jump over your head? For cross-ups, the solution is that when you see them start to jump over your head, you jump backwards and hit light. And it'll prevent their cross-up from working. So just try to jump over my head and hit a light.
Okay.
It doesn't get you a knockdown, but you see how it prevents the cross-up?
Yeah.
So if I try to jump over your head...
I was slow. I'm slow again.
I gotta jump first. There you go. You got it.
Okay.
The easiest way to
And that's
practice...
resetting neutral, I'm assuming?
Yeah, resets neutral. The easiest way to practice any of your anti-airs is there's actually a built-in training mode for this. You go into training mode presets and you hit anti-air practice. The recordings are already all made for you, and then you can just practice anti-airing with all the different options and move like as close as or as far away from Ryu as you want to practice the different ranges.
Oh, that's really nice.
Your other option, and this is something you definitely want to get into your muscle memory, just try to jump out of the corner.
Oh yeah, I do this one a lot.
Yeah, you have
I know
your
this is not
aerial
bad.
medium punch target combo.
This
And
thing's awesome.
not only does it get you a knockdown, but you get really good Oki after that. This is meaty,
Okay.
this is meaty, this is meaty.
What does meaty mean?
Okay, a meaty is something that hits your opponent on the first possible frame they could act again when they get off the ground.
Oh, so as soon as they're active, they're hittable.
Yeah, so,
Tangible.
Oki is basically what can you do that will hit them as soon as they get off the ground, off the particular knockdown. So, a good example would be, your light auto combo. This is real Oki off of that. Just mash when you get off the ground. That's me. Alternatively,
Yeah, that one I know.
yeah, so
I didn't know I could do this.
that's off light auto combo, fully charged stand heavy punch. And what's even better is that hits on the third frame of their wake up, which I'm not going to get into the math, but basically it means that if they're tapping parry as soon as they get off the ground, they still won't get the perfect parry because it hits so late.
Oh, nice. And then, okay, cool. That's really useful.
Off the medium version, which is your modern version of this, which you're going to probably do off of this quite a bit, your drive rush into fully charged heavy kick is medium.
Okay.
So if you try to mash here,
Oh, what a bad mistake that would be.
so your aerial medium punch target combo, you do have this, which the range, like I said, is finicky. If you try to jump over me, like, sometimes, like, it doesn't look like it's gonna be a cross up, and then it is, and it's annoying, and the hitbox isn't great if they have a really good jump in button. I don't love it. You're gonna want to use it sometimes, but it needs buffs. And then, this is the modern specific thing. You can anti-air with this.
Yeah, I've noticed that before. Certain characters can beat it, which sucks.
It's not that certain characters can beat it, it's that there are strategies to beat it. If I empty jump on you, and you're still charging it, I can throw you out of it. If I cross you up, and you're still charging it, I can combo you out of it. And if they jump on...
Chun-Li jump on my head, too, though.
Well, that's a cross-up.
This
This doesn't work on cross-ups. It's not that the character can just straight up beat it, it's that you're trying to react to a cross-up with this. This is a very strong anti-air option as long as it's not the only one you use. Because as I said, it doesn't work on cross-ups, it doesn't work on empty jumps. Like you just said, the empty jump SPD blows that up really hard. But that's definitely something to throw into the rotation, that if you just jump on me with the button... with the button. You charge and then you release when the armor ticks.
Oh, tried to charge at you.
And what's fun is that you're on modern, so you can easily confirm that into level 3.
I feel like there are certain times where I feel like I misjudge the range. Like if I just tap somebody with this
Yeah.
and try to get to level 3 after, like I don't know how this will hit.
Yeah, at tip range, it's not gonna work. With anti-airs, it should always work.
Okay.
The main reason you don't want this to be your only approach option is, just do it in front of me right now. It's very whiff punishable if they space it out. So, the Gladius minigame is in neutral in general. This, this is your starting point for if you come too close to me, I will hit you. So then they have a couple of options. They go, okay, if I walk in closer, I can hit Marisa low, so the armor won't work. If they want to walk in closer, you can tag them with this into the combo routes like you mentioned earlier. Or even just, you catch them walking in. So they go, okay, I can't walk up to her, but if I'm too close, then I get hit by the Gladius. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to back up, I'm going to wait for the Gladius to miss, and then I'm going to punish it. If they're backing up, you can just walk forward. That's free real estate. If they want to walk themselves all the way to the corner, they're just conceding the game. Good. Let them walk to the corner. You can hear... What people are scared of Marisa. When Marisa's walking towards them, they hear the Terminator theme in their head. They see Mr. X from Resident Evil, like, oh my god, she's coming. So if they're gonna walk backwards, you just walk forwards. And then if they just want to keep walking backwards and blocking, that's where you start using this. Because it forces them to do something. You can also drive rush cancel the knee, and you get an auto-timed 50-50 between a second knee, where you can just buffer the light gladius. So if you mash after the drive rush cancel, auto-timed, and so is the command grab. Oop, I dropped it, hang on.
Yeah, I've had this one before. Like, high-level Marisa players will mix me up there.
So that's, you know, if you have the meter to spend and they're playing passive, that also forces them to do something. If you want to keep it a true string and just put them in a bad situation, on block for me. Into crouch medium punch is a true string, and then you're +2. +2 is better than +1, because without going into all the math again, because the fastest buttons are 4 frames, a throw is 5 frames. So if you're +2, you can actually throw them and it'll beat their 4 frame. Whereas if you're only +1, like here, then if you mash after that, you gotta mash.
Oh, sorry.
You see it beats the throw? But off of this,
Okay.
because I'm +2. So a drive rush into a crouch medium punch is another very strong situation, because you get real, you could hit a button that beats their button, you could throw them, you can catch them walking back by mashing your light auto combo, you can just wait, and if they do something huge like a DP, then you kill them for it. You got options. Plus, if you only ever do this, people will start drive impacting you. So you want to mix it up with this, because this is cancelable.
Yeah, then you can
And then you can DI back. For general, keep them in the corner spacing. I can't remember who told me this, but it's one of my favorite pieces of advice I've gotten. You want to stand so your head is like right under the timer on the screen. At this range,
that's actually so helpful.
At this
I
range,
feel like I struggle with like getting too close.
yeah, at this range, they can't cross you up. If they jump, you can anti-air with anything you want if they jump forward here. Because they're not going over your head. So, for your corner pressure, if you stand right here, you can totally anti-air. And, you know what else connects from this range? So you can keep your bullying going.
That's actually so helpful. Another timer is actually, that's so cheap. Oh man, I'll remember it forever now.
I have a hard time with spacing, so having big indicators like the timer for me
Yeah,
is
I'm
really
the same
helpful.
way.
That made a really big difference for me. Like, just stand under the timer, I think, got me out of platinum, genuinely.
That's funny.
So I'm trying to think what we went through. How to save some meter, anti-air options, knee into light gladius, knee into drive rush cancel, gladius neutral minigame. What were your other, I'm trying to remember what other specific questions you had. Oh, punish counter combos, we went through that. This being your fastest interrupt. What else comes to mind that you,
I don't know. I think I'm just bad at like when I'm pressured in the corner and what my options are, but I feel like maybe that might be the game.
Some of that is the game, and Marisa really, really struggles in the corner. The best advice I can give you, and I am still trying to get this through my own thick skull, the best advice I can give you is that the safest thing you can do in the corner is block. What is the what is the worst thing that happens to you if you block? What's the worst thing they can do to you?
They grab me.
Yeah, or maybe if it's a Zangief, then that's scarier because he can, like, SPD you. But
like
if
mine.
I throw you, that's 1,200 damage. So you can take 9 or 10 of those throws before you die. So just deciding to block and see what they like to do gives you more information, and you can afford to lose some health to throws. And that's the only thing they're really going to be able to do to you. But if you start panic throw tacking, throw tack. Now, that was almost 50% of your health. So if you do anything that's not blocking, you're at risk of getting really, really blown up for it. So it is okay to just block and see what they're gonna do. Most of the time, unless you know they're doing something that has a gap in it, or that isn't real meaty, where they're not really hitting you when you first get off the ground, just mashing's a bad idea. Because you're just gonna get counter hit, and then you're gonna get blown up. You can... you can block. If you really want to guess throw, do you know how to delay tech?
No.
Okay, there is a training mode preset called Throw Escape Practice built into the game. Basically, you want to practice that when you get off the ground, you block for like an instant, and then you hit throw. And the result is, if they hit you with a button as soon as you get off the ground, you'll block the button. But if they throw you, you'll also tech the throw. So it beats buttons and it beats throw. It loses if they shimmy you, because then you're just going to throw into nothing, and exactly what I just showed you is what's going to happen.
Yeah, I get what...
So you don't want to do it all the time, but against somebody that shows you they always want to do something, they're not gonna shimmy, it's a good defensive option. Other things, what else beats throw? Obviously throw beats throw. What else in this game beats throw?
Jumping?
Yeah, so if you want to jump in the corner to beat a throw, you're pretty much always going to want to jump forward and not neutral jump. Because if you neutral jump, they can just anti-air you and you're still in the corner. But if you forward jump, even if they DP you after their whiffed throw, they knocked you down again, but you're out of the corner. So if you're gonna jump in the corner,
pressing these ones, this one or this one,
the charged ones,
really
those are.
I guess this one's okay.
Jumping heavy is absolutely good. I personally don't see any use case for the charged ones except in really specific safe jump setups that I don't personally like. So I wouldn't ever charge your jump-ins at the stage you're at now.
Yeah, I've done it for like intentionally whipping it, and then just like doing something else to like bait something like by spacing. But like other than that, it feels pretty useless. And then this one is also pretty.
I mean, that's fine. It works well against certain options, but it's not like necessary. I didn't even know she had that for like the longest time. But so for beating throw in the corner, delay tack, jump forward. You can also backdash, which on Marisa isn't great because she has a really slow backdash, so you don't get a guaranteed punish. But if they shimmy you and you throw tack, they can kill you. If they shimmy you and you backdashed, well, you can still block now. You're probably fine. So it's a potentially lower risk way to get thrown in the corner.
Okay.
You can go for OD Gladius on your wake up if you think they're going to hit you with a button that isn't a low. But it's obviously a risk, because if you get thrown, it's punish counter, so you lose another bar of meter, so you spent 3 bars to get thrown again. Same for parry is a good guess if you think they're going to hit you, but you're always at the risk of them throwing you and, you know, losing that way. This can be a better wake-up option sometimes than the OD Gladius, because it armors lows. But even if you're right, then you're in another guessing situation of, are you going to try to keep them on the ground? Are you going to go for the command grab? Whereas, you know, if you were right with this, they're just off of you. But all risky options. Your only real wake-up reversals are level 2 or level 3. So don't, like, spend level 1 on wake-up, because most of the time, they're going to just throw you out of this. That's throwable.
That feels horrible to press in anything.
The one time I will tell you to use that, because you're doing a lot of Phalanx wall splat combos, so I don't know if you knew this worked. Command grabbing is pretty much the worst thing you could do there, because it does the least damage. You can get a fully charged level 1, or fully charged back heavy punch Gladius. Does more damage. You're still in their face, and we're gonna run out of time, so I'm gonna have to explain this fast. Do you know what a frame kill is?
No.
Okay, so let's say you want to hit something that takes 4 frames to come out, but the knockdown leaves you plus 10, so you have 10 frames. Obviously, guessing when to start your 4-frame move is really hard, because then you have to eyeball it. But if you had something that took exactly 6 frames, Then you can do the 6 frame, it misses, and you're with exactly 4 frames left. So your button is guaranteed to hit when you want it to hit. That's a frame kill. Off of this knockdown, and this is off any Dima juggle, into Gladius the corner. You frame kill this, and then you fully charge your back heavy punch. Mash on wake up.
Yeah, I've seen people do this a bunch. Like, I've watched, like, I don't know, most of the Street Fighter. Like, I watch as many, like, I try to watch as much content as I can about Street Fighter, because I feel like this character specifically does not really do well in terms of that. They don't really play Top 64 often, so there's not a lot of VOD out there, unfortunately, outside of, like, local stuff. But I've seen a lot of people do, like, intentional whiffs into, like, other stuff, and I just assumed it was just, like, a mix-up based thing and not, like...
No, it's an auto-timing thing.
Mechanic.
It's an auto-timing thing. The easiest way to practice something, to see if you're actually hitting it meaty, is to set the bot to hit their fastest button as a reversal. So you go to reversal settings in training mode, and you set the bot to do a crouch light punch. No matter what character it is, that's their fastest button. And then if you did your meaty correctly, you'll counter hit them. If you did it wrong, their jab will hit you when they get up.
Okay. Man, this is also helpful.
If you've come to fight,
Oh man,
I'm so glad.
I don't know if I'm supposed to swear.
You're fine, I swear constantly. I think we're probably gonna run out of time in just a couple of minutes, so is there anything else specific that you had questions about while we're here?
How much time do we have?
Like 3 minutes.
Do you want to play one really fast?
Sure.
One? Just one
Sure,
game?
sure. So I would say, in summary, things to focus on: practice your anti-airs, practice some of the combo routes that I talked about. The DI combo and stuff. Like I said, you'll have the replay, so you'll be able to go back through it. This was a lot more broad than the first session I did, so I can't remember off the top of my head every single thing we talked about. That's why I'm glad I have the recording.
I don't remember it all either. But I saw the other
So practice the combo routes, practice your anti-airs, learn how to delay tech, knee. Just reduce your pressure to, I'm gonna Gladius. If they're gonna walk towards me, I can hit a button because they're walking forward. If they're gonna jump, I anti-air them. And if they start walking away, I'm gonna walk at them and do my knee into Gladius. And my knee into Gladius mix. Because once you stop just throwing out Gladius all the time, and just throwing out Phalanx all the time, then they actually have to worry about what you're gonna do. They can't just back up and wait for you to miss. The modern Marisa mirror is so cursed.
It can be,
Round one. Fight.
That's the Street Fighter 6 for you.
Round two. Fight.
You pretty much never want to just OD that in neutral because it's not any better than doing the normal version, and it costs 2 bars.
Yeah, I mean, out of it was bad.
Tried to get cheeky with that. The advantage of the modern supers is that if you see them doing something on your wake up that you know they can't cancel out of, like charging and moving your face or something, you already know you can wake up super. So you were charging in my face. That super was guaranteed. I didn't have to guess. That's where you want to practice drive rush canceling this into a medium kick, and then that routes into either this into medium or this into back heavy. That's the spacing trap.
Yeah.
It works after charged Gladius on block too. They think they can hit a button and they can't. I can go over the frame data on that another time. Once you clean up just slowing down your approach and doing more intentional things, then I think the next step is probably going to be okay. Because right now, I don't think you know what works off of what knockdown yet. And having that pressure after your knockdown is really important to keep Marisa going. Because you do a lot of cross-up jumps into lights, and if they know how to anti-air, then that stops working. And even if it does work, you're not really going to get a lot of damage off of it. You see how that'll jail them too if you do that sequence?
Yeah.
If they keep trying to jump or they keep trying to press, they're just going to get hit.
Round 2. Fight.
This seems, sorry, my wife just had it's really good. She made like a corn fritter. It's really good.
That sounds really good. I want a corn fritter.
Okay, so I'm supposed to just jump here, huh?
Well,
Wow.
if you...
This feels
Well,
scary.
I'm hitting you. So if you mash, you're gonna get hit. If you jump, you're gonna get hit.
Yeah.
Your options are block, parry, armor, super. But jumping only works if they're throwing you. And mashing only works if what they're doing isn't real.
It's slower and you're closer. Okay, gotcha.
Oop. That's not real at all. It looks cool though. Oop.
That was close enough.
Oop. I meant to do an overhead there. Nice. Oh. That's unfortunate.
That was close enough.
No, that was I blocked it. It had nothing to do with the distance. I blocked it.
Marisa.
The Gladius didn't hit me.
Oh yeah, did you get it blocked from behind now?
No, I just blocked it. It didn't connect.
Oh no, I meant after the uppercut. I think I was just slowing my Gladius.
Oh. I'm
After
not
I
sure.
got
I'd
the,
have to watch it back.
From behind.
I'm not sure.
I Gladius, but then I think I was just slow. So they didn't connect.
But yeah. So in summary, anti-airs, more intentional approach on offense. Slow down the defense. You don't want to jump. You don't want to mash unless you have specific reasons to think they're doing something that loses to that option.
Yeah, I should be more patient because in Melee my character gets chain grabbed to like 100% or often to death. So throw looping should be normal for me. I should get more patient. So I feel like in the corner I rush things way too much.
Yeah, you're panicking in the corner, which, to be fair, literally happens to everyone. I'm still working on panicking less in the corner. But meterless combo routes, more intentional pressure with knee into Gladius, anti-airs, slower. Don't always throw Gladius, don't always throw Phalanx. And once you feel like you've calmed it down a little bit and you have a couple of combos that work and don't spend too much meter, or that you're getting better damage off of things like blocking the DP, then I think the next step is going to be having Oki off of your most common knockdowns. Because right now you're knocking them down and then you're just kind of like I can tell you trying to decide if you want to strike or throw them, but you don't know where it's real.
Mentally for me, when I knock a guy down, I'm just like, cool, he's against the wall. That's usually pretty good for me. Let's see if he messes up, and then I hope I win. I don't really know, like, I'm telling you, I've been playing this whole game just off of like watching people play,
Yeah.
not really looking into stuff, and then like
It'll make a
minimal,
really
minimal
big
knowledge.
difference once you're consistently using good combos that you know you can land. Then the step after that is just, okay, if this combo hits them, what can I do? Because every combo has different specific setups for strike, for throw, for can you shimmy, for setups, what have you. Because then, when you knock the guy down, it's not just, oh good, he's closer to the corner. It's time to guess, buddy!
Yeah.
Because you have options. But I think we are out of time. Thank you so much for trusting me on METAFY to help you out. Obviously, I would love to do this again, but that's completely up to you. I think you're in Marisa Cord. Did I give you a link to Marisa Cord yet?
You did a while ago, yeah.
Okay, good. Marisa Cord is a really good resource. There's a lot of really good videos out there. Zach Henke makes excellent tutorials. I make modern-specific tutorials that are all in a playlist. I don't ever want somebody to feel like they have to hire me for another METAFY session to get more information, because there's a lot of information out there, and there's a lot of people that are willing to help you. Heck, I'll still answer questions on Discord. Like, I'm not gonna gatekeep all the Marisa knowledge behind a METAFY charge. That's if you think it would benefit you. If you want that another session, I would love to. But please don't think that this is the only way to access more information about Marisa, or for somebody to review your replays or whatever, because there are a lot of ways to do that on Discord, on Twitter, all kinds of options.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. No, this is cool.
And you said it's cool to post this one publicly?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right,
Just let me
sick.
know when the VOD's up, 'cause I want to make sure I bookmark it for myself.
I'm gonna upload it like immediately and then I'll ping you.
Okay.
Thank you so much. I'm gonna hit stop recording.
Of course.